The following program is a PodcastOne.com production.
From Hollywood, California, by way of the Broken Skull Ranch, this is the Steve Austin Show.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now, here's Steve Austin.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Steve Austin Show. I am coming to you from Agua Dulce, California, where we're rolling cameras on Season 3 of the Broken Skull Challenge for country music television. The toughest, roughest, baddest, coolest show on television today, and that's what we're out here filming. I tell you what, you can hear them generators in the background, probably some ambient noise in the background because my electricity is down. I rolled out here yesterday on Sunday to kind of get ready, get dialed in, and I was actually going to record the podcast yesterday, and I didn't have no electricity. And every time I cranked up my generator, it would overheat and it would shut down. So I rustled up a little portable generator so I could run my little CPAP machine, my breathing mask that I wear when I'm sleeping, because I take that sleep apnea very, very seriously. So anyway, I had me a little bogus generator, hooked it up to my little machine. I ran my lamp and my sleep machine, and I charged up my iPhone with a big-ass generator, but it wasn't big enough to run the air conditioners. Luckily, when the sun goes down out here, it's actually pretty damn cool. So, man, I got here. I got all dialed in. The dude came out here to try to fix the problem. We couldn't fix it. And I got on my mule. I started riding around. I said, man, I got to come up with a podcast. So I went down to Skullbuster Alley and tried to come up with a little bit of material. I was about 10 minutes in, and I said, man, this just ain't happening, man. I'm too discombobulated. I should have brought my computer with some Q&As, but I couldn't open my email because I got no internet. Anyway, god dang. So I got that generator over here hooked up. And one of the technicians lives out here on site. His name is Tom. And me and Tom had been meaning to hook up and drink some beer for a long time, as I met him on Season 1 of Redneck Island. He was running all the GoPro cameras that we use out here. Now he's the head of tech. And so I said, hey, Tom, after we got all my generator problems solved over here to run my CPAP machine, I said, hey, dude, I said, what are you doing? He goes, no, I'm just hanging around, Steve. I said, man, we've been talking about drinking beer ever since we got out here. I said, how about if I come over and drink some beers? And he said, cool. So I said, all right, I'll see you in 10 minutes. So I stuck some IPAs in my freezer here. I bought a six-pack to use only in the case of an emergency, and I was in an emergency situation. And I wanted to get over here and work out, but I was so tired from being up till 3 in the morning the night before, working out wasn't in the cards. So I loaded up my IPAs, I got on my Kawasaki mule, and I cruised over to Tom's, who was about 300 yards away. And I said, here, man, I gave him a bag to stick in the freezer, pop a top on a cold one, poured it in my drinking glass with my koozie on it. And he come out, he goes, I said to him, hey, Tom, you know, I do a podcast, and I interview people. I said, do you mind if I interview you? And he was highly skeptical, to say the least. But he could see that I needed a little bit of help. And he goes, sure, man, I guess. He goes, what do you want to talk about? I said, dude, I do this show for the working man, and you're a working man, as am I. So we'll just sit here and shoot the breeze about your job and about working in reality television and stuff like that. And he goes, all right. I said, hey, Tom, if I ask you something you don't want to answer, just hey, man, I'd rather not answer that. Not like I was going to grill him and ask him about his personal life. So anyway, I only had one microphone, so I couldn't have a microphone for Tom to use. So I pulled the cord out, and I just used the built-in microphones on the Zoom H4n, and they're pretty effective. So it's a conversation of me and Tom sitting in two camp chairs, drinking beer out here in the mountain desert of Agua Dulce, California, and the weather was just premier. You might hear a little bit of a breeze in the background, but the stars are out. It's about a quarter moon. And then we started talking about all kinds of things. And at one point, we started talking about Stevie Ray Vaughan, and he's a big Stevie Ray Vaughan fan, as am I. And I mentioned that time when I was at a Black Label Society concert, and I met Chris Slayton and Tommy Shannon, the bass player and the drummer for Stevie Ray. And when I saw them, when I met them for the first time, they were playing with a guy named Kenny Wayne Shepherd, kind of in the vein of a Stevie Ray. And when the conversation comes up, I couldn't remember Kenny Wayne Shepherd's name for nothing. Sure enough, as soon as I got back to my camper, I remembered what the dude's name was. So when we start fumbling around, that's the name that we were trying to think of. It's Kenny Wayne Shepherd. And I met the dude, the guys from the band that Stevie used to play with way back in the day at Black Label Society concert. And I believe that thing was in, it was in San Antonio, Texas at Ozfest. So anyway, enough about all that. Hey, I sent out a video on my Twitter account the other day, and I told everybody that I was going to name my Kawasaki Mule. And right after I sent that video out on my Twitter account, Steve Austin BSR, I was riding to the top of the ridge, and I said, man, most times, like when people name like boats and stuff like that, it's after a female. But this is a Kawasaki Mule, and I had to have a tough name. And it'd be like just me hanging out with another guy. So I was thinking, okay, I got to have a cool, simple name that's macho and tough and cool. And I was thinking, but it's got to mean something too. And then I started thinking about my location out here in Agua Dulce. And like Bakersfield ain't very far away, maybe 40 miles from here. And you say, well, Steve, what's so special about Bakersfield? Well, I'm a big country music fan, and that's where Buck Owens retired to. And Buck Owens is actually born in Sherman, Texas, not too far from Denton, Texas, where I played college football. And so I remember one time my wife, Kristen, and I met her father and his wife at Buck Owens Country Music Restaurant and Museum, whatever it's called, over there in Bakersfield, California, while Buck Owens was still alive. And for those of you who are too young to remember Buck Owens, he was a country singer way back in the day. Sang Tiger by the Tail, Made in Japan, and he was the host of Hee Haw, a countrified comedy show that was on television with Roy Clark, who was a hell of a picker. And so, man, it was like an institution back then. If you're old enough to remember Hee Haw, everybody watched it. And, of course, all of my family watched it. And I was a big Buck Owens fan. And, Streets of Bakersfield. And I remember when they redid that when he did that with Dwight Yoakam. He was just a guy with a trademark song. I know he's in the Grand Ole Opry. He was. I should be in the Hall of Fame. So, anyway, long story short. Anyway, one of my favorite Buck Owens songs is by a guy named Keith Whitley. Keith Whitley died many years ago, but, man, if he'd been still alive today, there's no telling how many hits that guy would have had. If you ever get on YouTube, here's a song for you to look up. Go to YouTube in a search engine, type in Keith Whitley, Let's Bring Back Buck, because Buck appears on the song with him. It's a duet, and just talking about bringing back Buck to the state of music that country music was in at the time. And I saw it's much like the song that George Strait and Alan Jackson did, Murder on Music Row, about how the music business is changing. And Keith Whitley is saying, hey, we got to bring back Buck to bring it back to, solid ground, a ground zero type level. So that's one of my favorite songs that Keith Whitley did out of all the ones. I mean, I don't think Keith Whitley did any bad songs. But anyway, I named my Kawasaki Mule Buck. And y'all know how big of a Stevie Ray Vaughan fan I am. And every time when you looked at Stevie Ray, he played a Fender Stratocaster. And he always had them three little stick-on letters, SRV, on the body of his guitar. So I'm going to go down here to the Agua Dulce hardware store, and I'm going to get a B, a U, a C, a K, and I'm going to stick it on my Kawasaki Mule because his name is Buck. And this mule don't buck, his name is Buck. So anyway, that's my open for the show today. I'm talking to the working man. His name is Tom. I've known Tom for about 4 years since I've been in business with country music television, filming reality shows. He was down there in Mexico. He's out here on Broken Skull in Agua Dulce, and it's the first time we really got a chance to shoot the breeze, hang out, have a conversation, and drink some beer. So that's what my show's about. That's the bottom line, and that's all I got to say about that.
You're listening to another classic episode of The Steve Austin Show, only on PodcastOne.
42%, almost half of men experience moderate to extensive hair loss in their lifetime. But there are options available to stop balding right in its tracks. And the sooner a person starts treatment for hair loss, the easier it is to keep the hair they have. Roman offers clinically proven medication to help treat hair loss, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. Roman offers both prescription medication and over-the-counter treatments. Roman also offers specifically formulated shampoos and conditioners with ingredients that fortify and moisturize hair to look fuller. Research actually shows that 80% of men who use prescription treatment hair loss had no further hair loss after 2 years. Research has also shown that men who use hair loss treatments feel better about their overall appearance. Getting started is simple. Complete a free online visit, then a U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, Roman ships it directly to you in discreet packaging with free 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward and discreet. And treatments start at $20 per month on a quarterly plan. And right now, Roman has a special offer for our listeners. Use this link to get 20% off your first order. Just go to GetRoman.com/Austin today. That's GetRoman.com/Austin for 20% off.
All right, everybody, so here's the setup. I'm out here in Agua Dulce, California, where we're on the Broken Skull Challenge set. Y'all know I always come out here on Sundays because I live with my trailer out here, and I like to beat the rush hour traffic. So I came out, I started unloading all my food and all my stuff, and I got into my trailer, and I realized that this place didn't have no electricity. So I started messing around trying to find the root of the problem, traced all the wires, and look where the main power cord plugs into my trailer. It's burned out, it's black, something happened. So I went over to the main breaker on the telephone pole, looked at that, tried to survey the damage, and man, anybody who's listening to my podcast knows, and this is my family-friendly podcast, knows that I'm not real handy, but when something breaks down and you're in the middle of nowhere, you got to do your best job to fix it. Well, I couldn't fix it. So I called, sent a text message to the production guy out here and said, hey, man, I got no power. I got to cut an award-winning podcast and send it to Stacy down there in Beverly Hills, 90210. And it's going to be hard to do that with no power. So anyway, I started scrambling around. And lo and behold, I went up on the ridge on my Kawasaki mule, just kind of played around a little bit and come up with an opening. Started just shooting a breeze with myself. I found a snake up there, and I started talking, and I figured, dude, you ain't got no material. You need to find someone that you can talk to. And it turns out Tom is out here. Now, you're asking yourself, who is Tom? Let me tell you who Tom is. I don't even know his last name, but I've been working with him for about 3 or 4 years, I guess, ever since Redneck Island. And so I always talk about the working man. So now I'm interviewing the working man here on the Steve Austin Show. Tom, welcome to the show. What's happening?
Just enjoyed a beer in the sunset in Agua Dulce.
Hey, man. A while ago, the dude came over, and when I called him, he was coming out to fix my problems, and he was going out to dinner with his girlfriend because it was her birthday. So all of a sudden, he gets my text message, and she was cool as hell. So I said, man, I'm so sorry about your birthday. And they had just pulled into the parking lot. So at least they hadn't ordered no food. And so no problems were solved out here. And I said, maybe I can just run to the Home Depot and get me like a little bitty generator because I have sleep apnea, Tom. My nose is all bust up. So I need to run my CPAP machine. I wear a damn mask to go to sleep. Everybody on my show knows that. Tom's looking at me like I'm crazy. So anyway, I didn't want to sleep without my CPAP machine. That's how serious I take that stuff. And you should too. So if you big guys out there with a big neck or a big drum, y'all need to go get your damn sleep test. So anyway, there was an extra generator over by the production truck. And the dude got on the phone to call Tom up because Tom lives out here on set just like I do. Goes home on the weekend, don't you?
Yep, I leave Friday after work.
So, same with me, man. So anyway, Tom's back out here, and we've been meaning to drink beer and everything, and y'all was going to cook some wings for me.
Yeah.
So I came over, and then we stole a generator off the production truck, and I didn't have an extension cord because this ain't my rig out here. So Tom rustled me up a 100-foot extension cord to hook that generator up and run my CPAP machine. So anyway, what we're doing right here, we're camped out outside Tom's trailer. I said, Tom, what are you doing? He says, man, I ain't doing nothing. I said, we've been talking about drinking some beers. You want to drink some beers together? He goes, yeah, because when we came over, you was in the shower.
Yeah.
He tried to get a shower, and all of a sudden, someone knocking on the door, and then all of a sudden I rolled up, and I said, hey, Tom, I said, I do a podcast. I said, I need somebody to talk to. You mind if I interview you?
I had nothing better to do.
Well, I know, but he's like, dude, come over here and ambush you with this recorder. But anyway, hey, man, we met on the set of Redneck Island, and at the time, you was running the GoPro cameras.
Yeah, well, on Redneck, I am the tech supervisor, so I do everything, but then I also do the GoPros.
Okay, tell me about the tech supervisor. What does that entail? What's your duties?
So it depends on what show you're doing, but for example, Redneck, where they live in the house.
Right.
We build the surveillance systems, run the cameras to all the rooms so that you can keep an eye on everybody. the E&G cameras, they have a wireless video system, so we run the antennas throughout the property, making sure that the feed goes back to the control room. Then we build the huge control room in the garage or a Palapa or wherever we are, if we're in Mexico or whatnot. That way the director can see everything that's going on, can see the feeds in the rooms so that they know where everybody is. They can keep track of everyone. And then for the challenges, we rig the GoPros and any of the specialty video.
But let's talk about that. Let's talk about the last season of Redneck Island. Now, we changed the format, and you were on all 3 seasons in Mexico, right?
Right, yeah.
And at one time, you and your friend and your girl, y'all drove down there
in
your RV, and you took your dirt bike.
Bree and I, we drove my truck right here.
And, man, I tell you what, man, I was driving home, and one day, man, there's a red Honda just flies past. What's it, CR250?
It's a 450X.
450X. Man, you flew by me. I said, man, that guy's crazy. So anyway, but the last one we filmed in Lake Hartwell, Georgia. Mm-hmm. Okay, now just give me a for instance there. How many cameras did y'all have rigged up?
In the lake house, we had 12 surveillance cameras, and then there were 3 of them robotic.
Right.
And then
that y'all can control with the joystick.
Right.
Right.
And they were mostly a couple of the outdoor ones, and then the living room area.
Right.
Because it was such a massive area. And then 6 E&G cameras with the camera guys, and then 1 high speed. Well,
check it out, man. When I left Mexico, I was trying to do some stuff with the GoPro, but, man, as you know, I'm not very sound technologically. And so you wrote me an instruction sheet on how to work my GoPro.
Yeah.
Now, I got it in my backpack, so we've been meaning to hook that thing up on my mule and try to get some footage. But with respect to the knowledge and all the stuff like that, what is your background? What's your training? How did you pick up all the skills and the savvy or the know-how, the technology skills that you got? Did you go to school for it, or is it just you're one of them dudes that's just good with electronics?
No, I didn't go to school for it. I actually was going to school to be a motorcycle mechanic.
Really?
My dream job, I wanted to be a Supercross race team mechanic.
On a team?
Yeah. So that's.
So what school did you go to?
I went to the Austin Community College.
Okay, now we're going to take us back to Texas, because before I started rolling sound, I found out that Tom was down there in Dallas and Austin. So how long were you at the technical school?
Only about a year.
Okay, so a year, and you just checked out, or you said, hey, man, I'm going to go do something else?
I was like, school's not really for me. So I left and I joined the Navy.
Oh, dude, you was in the Navy?
Yeah, I did.
How long?
4 years.
Yeah, man, respect. Swig a beer for the damn man that served the country. So what possessed you to join the Navy?
Well, my brother was in the Navy, and I didn't really have a plan or didn't know what I wanted to do. And he was like, join the Navy. It's not that bad. So I was like, all right. So went down and did my ASVAB and did all that stuff. And then I did the delayed entrance program. And then I guess it was like 6 months later, wound up at boot camp and ended up on a carrier.
Where'd you go to boot camp at?
Chicago, Great Lakes.
Dang, really?
Yeah, that's all that's left anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they closed down San Diego, so...
So where'd you get stationed at?
I got pretty lucky. I got stationed in right outside of Fresno, this town called Lemoore.
Yeah.
It's like the middle of nowhere.
Right.
But I worked on an F-18 squadron, and I did ordnance. I was an ordnanceman. So...
Okay, ordnanceman, what does that mean?
So anything that dealt with the weapons on the F-18s, the
right.
bombs, missiles, guns, we did all
Okay,
that.
so obviously you learned that in the Navy, right? So how did you pick what they taught you, or do they say you're going to learn this?
So when you do the ASVAB, it basically
Is that like a placement test, or hey, this dude's skilled here? Or
it's a
what
skills test, yeah.
Okay.
So you take the test, and then they're like, well, according to this test, these are the jobs you'd be good at.
Right.
And so it was like yeoman and a couple of other engineering kind of jobs. And then I was like, well, I kind of want to do something with weapons. It's like, if I'm going to go in the military, I want to do something that I wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
So how long did it take you to train you up and get you up to speed?
So after you go to boot camp, then the A school is basically your school for whatever job you get.
Right.
It was another 2 months. They teach you the basics, and then they send you to your squadron.
Okay. Now tell me, coming up in high school, what kind of student were you? Straight A or Hellraiser?
Oh no, I was a troublemaker.
Troublemaker?
I was a good kid, but I wasn't.
Did you get in trouble for a shoot or what?
No, not bad trouble.
But you just really care about school a whole lot.
Yeah, I wasn't really into school.
So what kind of grades did you make?
I graduated.
All right, but
by like B's and C's.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you decided to join the Navy, and when you went to the Navy, how old were you?
I turned 21 in boot camp.
Okay, so it wasn't too far out of high school.
No.
You fiddled around, and you went to a motorcycle mechanic school, and your brother said try the Navy.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me this: was it a lack of direction then, Tom? And then the Navy, when you joined in, what did the Navy do for you as far as you're 4 years in, and then you come out? How did it change you as a man or a person?
Well, it definitely teaches you discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Learned a lot more discipline and direction, and you kind of learn like chain of command and like the game of life, kind of like
right.
You could basically get through anything that you put yourself to.
Right.
And then I learned my key thing is punctuality.
Me too.
That drives me crazy.
Are you one of those early birds like I am?
If you're not early, you're late.
Yeah, man, I'm a time fanatic. I'm type A personality, and I'm in a hurry even when I ain't got nowhere to go. Sometimes I was walking around here, it was the other day. I went on top of the ridge over there. I go on that landing strip every time after work. I'll take that mule and kind of ride around and try to relax.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, I was kind of like still in a hurry, and I had to remind myself, hey, Steve, slow down. You're done. You can't make tomorrow get here no sooner than it's going to get here.
Yeah.
But to a point, man, like sometimes I'll be leaving for meetings, and my wife will say, you're only going to Beverly Hills. I was like, yeah, I know, but traffic. And she goes, you're going to be there 30, 40 minutes early. I said, it's all right. I'll pull over on the curb, and I'll just check emails and send text messages.
That's how I am.
Yeah, because I won't be late, dude.
Me neither.
I'd rather be there, and I'd rather be on my time. And at some point, you can't leave at 4:30 in the morning for a 9 o'clock meeting. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But and it's kind of understood in L.A. that every now and then, in a blue moon, you'll be late because it's L.A. or any major city that you live in. It's kind of expected. But
yeah,
dude, I am to a fault. If I'm late, I'm almost in pain. What made you that way?
I think it was the military. Because you have to be on time to everything.
But do you seem pretty chill and pretty laid back?
Yeah, that's my one thing is punctuality.
Really?
And if it's just my punctuality, whatever. But if it's somebody else's time, like
right.
I'm really self-conscious about that.
Right.
Like, I don't want people to wait on me.
Yeah, no. If I'm sitting there waiting on someone, I can dig 5 or 10 minutes because it is what it is. But they're almost never waiting on me. So you talk about Dallas and Texas. Now, where were you born?
I was born in Dallas, in Plano Presbyterian.
Yeah, man, we used to work at Watkins Motor Lines. I worked in Dallas, Texas, and we had to go down to the Plano branch here for a while and unload boxes. So did you go? You graduated from there, or you moved over to Austin and finished school?
At high school?
Yeah.
No, high school, I graduated from Edward S. Marcus, a town called Flower Mound.
Yeah, I remember Flower Mound, DFW area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so what took you to Austin? The motorcycle school?
No, so in middle school days, my dad was in sales, in high-tech sales.
Yeah.
And so we went to Austin for a couple years for his job. We lived right on Lake Travis. That was the best.
Yeah.
And then in high school, my parents got divorced, and my mom moved to Austin. So finished high school, and I was like, might as well go to Austin.
Hey, man, how'd you dig Austin? Because I was born in Austin, but my parents got divorced, and we went down to Victoria. But when I go back, Austin's got a great music scene. There's a good art scene, a lot of technology there, and Barton Creek, and it's a cool town. I'm not really a 6th Street guy. To those people that don't know about 6th Street, where all the bars and stuff are. And Austin's a great town. There ain't no loop around it, so it's congested as hell. Traffic is too heavy. Bad drivers. Drivers as bad as Austin as they are in El Paso. I'll swear to that. So what did you think about Austin compared to Dallas?
Well, and I haven't been to Austin. I think the last time I was in Austin was like 97.
Right.
So I don't even know what it's like anymore.
Yeah. Traffic, congested.
Yeah. Because that's the place in Texas that everybody knows about.
Right.
Like, Austin.
Oh, I know.
I'll go there.
Yeah. Hey, man, you strike me as like a fan of music.
Yeah.
What kind of music you dig?
I'm pretty all over the map, except for I don't really listen to anything current. It's all old.
Me too.
Like,
How come?
I don't know.
Music changed, didn't it?
Yeah, and everything just seems fabricated now. Like
You're you're a younger cat than I am. How old are you?
41.
Oh, dude, I thought you were like 36 or something.
No,
You're
I'm
just
41.
clipping on my heels. I ain't got 9 years or so. So we could almost speak about the same stuff. I got a little bit of a head start on you. So tell me what you dig as far as that older stuff.
It depends on what mood I'm in, but I grew up on like old 70s and 80s punk rock, and then I love old like Mississippi, Chicago blues, and of course being from Texas, you gotta love Stevie Ray Vaughan and old ZZ Top.
Dang, dude, you're an SRV guy.
Yeah,
man, he's my favorite musician. Man, he's my favorite guitarist of all time. Here's the thing about Stevie Ray Vaughan, and no one ever talks about it. Everybody talks about his guitar playing. Man, that dude, now, he could sing. Uh-huh. Now, is he the greatest singer that ever walked the face of the earth? No. But you could go to any concert that he ever sang at, and you can watch all the stuff on YouTube, and with no production, he always sounded the same, and he always sounded good.
Oh yeah.
Now, and even when he was pretty bad off on the blow, his voice always sounded the same. Now you get some of these people out there today, they've got somebody twisting knobs and dialing in, or they're lip singing. No, man, Stevie Ray was consistent. He could sing his ass off. I love Stevie Ray, and I was doing some research on him because I followed him for so long. And I always kept hearing about this guy named Lonnie Mack. Lonnie Mack, that was one of his influences. And, I figured, Lonnie Mack, in the vein of a lot of great blues guitarists, was a black guy. Like B.B. King, Albert King, Buddy Guy.
Yeah.
And on, Muddy Waters. But he's a white dude. He's from Indiana, Tennessee area. And so what happened was Stevie had been borrowed all of Jimmy's records, his brother Jimmy Vaughan, the Fabulous Thunderbirds. And so anyway, he got mad at him, so he wouldn't let him borrow his records no more. So Stevie went down and Stevie was a South Oak Cliff guy, in Dallas.
Yep.
He went down to the record store, and he said to the guy that was running a record store, he goes, "Man, give me the best guitar record you got." And of course, the guy was a big Lonnie Mack fan. Have you listened to any Lonnie Mack?
No.
Dude, when you got internet out here?
I don't know with the power down, but
all
tomorrow
right.
I will.
Well, I'm recommending it. If you watched Lonnie Mack and he played a flying V with a whammy bar, but watch him play Stop.
Yeah.
It's a song called Stop on YouTube, and then watch him play the fast stuff. Man, he'll blow your mind. And when you watch him play, you'll see where Stevie got a lot of his trademark stuff, and it was all due to that guy from the record store saying, "Buy this record," and that's how big of an influence it was on Stevie. What did you think, man, when the helicopter went down after they'd been playing out there, I guess Milwaukee or wherever?
I still remember I was a sophomore in high school, and I opened up the front door, had the Dallas Morning News right on the doorstep.
Yeah.
And picked up the newspaper, right on the front page, it was the helicopter crash. I didn't believe it. And then my sister is 2 years older, and her boyfriend was like a big guitarist.
Right.
So he came over crying. He was like, "Can you believe it?" Yeah, it was just shocking.
Man, I wonder, today, if he was still around, it just would be interesting to see what kind of stuff he would have continued to put out. Because, if you go back and you see some of the things where he's playing with Lonnie Mack or Albert King or Buddy Guy, I mean, all those jam sessions, man, when you watch him, that dude was such a savant musically, and he always had a smile on his face. It's like a kid in a candy store because he was playing with all of his idols that he grew up, loving and learning from and digging, and obviously he was a prodigy, but he just channeled music, and he was just endless and seamless. And it's funny because back in the day when they put out that tribute album, so many of the greats, Eric Clapton and Robert Cray, who I really love too, and it was a tribute album. Buddy Guy was on there, and it was a wonderful album, but when you try to play Stevie's stuff, it just pales in comparison because he played those big-ass heavy strings, he played them high, and he bent the hell out of them, and he just had that sound. And no one, to me, ever had that type of sound. And his hands, he had some big old hands, and he had to be strong as hell. Just the way it played, and I think it would fatigue a lot of guys. And you sit there and you can see, with all due respect to the Yngwie Malmsteens of the world, I like what Stevie did because, first of all, he could play fast, but he was more of a feel player.
Yeah.
And you felt what he was playing. Would you concur with that, or how would you assess it?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember as a kid watching old Austin City Limits.
Oh, dude.
Watching him play.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was like, it was almost like he wasn't even on the stage.
Right.
He, like, his body was there and he was playing, but then you see his face and it's like he was somewhere else. And then you're like, how does he would go way over here and then be right back here.
Right. It's weird because when you watch the City Limits performances, I think it was the one from 83 and then the one in 87, or was it 89? But anyway, one was when he was pretty still heavy into drugs, but the one when he was cleaned up. There was a distinct difference. And that first performance, he's a little frantic almost in his playing, and I'm not a musician, so if I'm describing it in the wrong way, I am. But just there's a different presence between him and when he really had to come to Jesus meeting and started playing clean and had to learn how to play clean and trust. And I think that's when he took another step up musically. But to me there is he was always good, and he was flat out amazing is what he was. But to me, when he cleaned up, and also I think with the maturation process and more feel because he wasn't so numbed up, that's when he started cranking out that good stuff. And then that damn helicopter ride, and that sucked ass.
Yeah, we went to his grave in high school, or it was like the year after high school, and he was buried in Restland in Oak Cliff out there. Yeah, it took forever to find it because I guess people would always steal the headstones or whatever.
Oh, geez.
So, and it was this plaque. It was like a 6-foot bronze plaque. It was massive, and it didn't say anything about music or anything. It just had his name and said, I think it said, "Thanks for the love." Right. And there was like a little sun thing on it.
Right.
But so we sat out there and attempted our guitar playing skills, and then we left.
So do you play?
There. I haven't played in a long time.
So why'd you quit?
Well, I never was really good at it. So I would just play like riffs here and there or learn parts of songs, and I'd always be too busy working or doing something else.
Hey, man, did you ever get into, and this is a dude that died, did you ever get into Roy Gallagher?
No.
You got to check that out. He's a dude from Irish guy. I mean, different kind of playing than Stevie, but badass. What about any Joe Bonamassa? He's kind of a blues guy today, current.
No, current? No.
Yeah. So let's go back to what you listened to. Okay, we covered Stevie Ray. He was bad to the bone. Who else?
I just started getting into, what's his name? White. Tony Ray White?
Who?
He's a guy from Memphis. Tommy Ray White? Tony?
I don't know.
White?
He's a blues guy?
Yeah, he plays like this. It's like Memphis blues.
Right.
And he's got this deep voice. What's his name?
Dude, okay, you got it. Okay, well, think about that. You got to turn me on to that. But here's the thing, man. One time I was at Ozfest, and I'm friends with Zach Wild from Black Label Society, and he's a hell of a player. And I was walking, backstage, and all of a sudden I looked in the room, and it was Tommy Shannon and Chris Layton, the bass player and the drum player for, Double Trouble, Stevie Ray's guys.
Yeah.
And they were playing with, who's the dude? That was a Stevie Ray guy, Blue on Black, that guy. God dang.
I don't know. I have the worst memory.
Okay, but anyway, it was a dude, they were playing with a guy, and he's doing kind of a man. I'm sitting trying to record this award-winning podcast. We ain't going to win no awards, but it's a pretty good conversation. But anyway, they were playing with, he had a song, Blue on Black. Anyway, but I saw those two guys backstage at the Ozfest, and it was like, man, I looked at them, and they were playing with this dude that was, kind of in the vein of Stevie, but wasn't Stevie. And it was like, I got to see the look in their eyes. They were pretty haggard, and maybe they're still, having good times. But to me, when you played with the best, played with Stevie Ray Vaughan, and
where do you go from there?
When you're playing with someone else, because you got to have a gig, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is, and so it's like, oh man. So I went over and I introduced myself to him and said, "Hey man, big fan." Shook our hands, and then have you ever heard of a couple guys from San Angelo, Texas, called Los Lonely Boys? Mm-hmm. Okay, well those are buddies of mine. And so when I first met my wife 11 years ago, I'll make this story short because I've told it many times on the podcast. So we go to see them in L.A. 11 years ago on our first date. and Reese Winans, the keyboard player who used to play with Stevie Ray,
Uh-huh.
was playing keyboards with him. He was sitting in.
Really?
And I was like so stoked, man. So I went in the camper afterwards. I talked to Reese Winans for about an hour and a half. And I told the story just last week on the podcast, but I was so messed up. I don't remember too much of the conversation. But it was a thrill. Anyway, let's move back to Redneck Island. Hey, did you like when we were shooting in Mexico, or did you like Lake Hartwell better?
I love Mexico.
Okay, tell me why.
Well, I think I'm part Mexican. But I just love Mexico. I like riding out there. I just like the environment of Mexico, and it's like slowed down,
Right.
and really cool people, and it's a different culture and amazing food. And I'm actually thinking about moving to Mexico after this.
Really, what part?
Well, I would like to go to San Felipe, but I'll probably just go somewhere around Ensenada, just for like 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
So when y'all was traveling across there, y'all don't have any problems?
Nah, Baja is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like Tijuana is, you just want to cross the border
Right.
and go through.
Right.
But yeah.
But once you get on the interior driving, no problems?
Mm-mm.
Hey, man, so you had your dirt bike out there. Now, I know you're riding back and forth to work like a madman, but did you get a chance to go riding on the sand, or did you hit any trails? Were you able to do anything like that?
I didn't have that much time. I had planned on it because I had on my GPS the coordinates from the Baja 500 course that was going right through there.
Right.
So that was my plan, to hit it on the weekend. But
So if you hit it on the weekend, you out there on a bike with what, 2.5, 3 gallon gas tank?
yeah, it's like 3.2.
Okay, so I mean, you gonna carry a spare tank? You got someone in the vehicle following you, or
You would have to go really far or a decent amount of time. You would have to have a chase vehicle.
But you know what you're doing, and you ain't gonna get out there and get stranded, and run out of gas, correct?
No, or a lot of times we'll fill up like a Gatorade bottle with
Right.
extra gas. So if you run out, that'll get you. But there's spots. Like when you pre-run for the Baja and stuff,
Right.
There's spots in these places where that people sell gasoline, and there's houses, and
Right.
this old lady will sell gas and tacos, and people are pretty good too, like especially during Baja when it's close. Like you can pull up to almost anybody and someone will help you out and give you gas or help fix something. Or
Man, the thing I noticed about Mexico, I mean, because I'm from South Texas, and we used to go to Mexico over there, and the Mexican food over there is real similar to kind of the Tex-Mex that we have in South Texas. If you go to West Texas, El Paso, that's a totally different kind of food, and they use shredded beef rather than ground beef. But and there's a lot of ground beef in South Texas, and Mexican food is my favorite kind of food in the world.
me too.
Beef enchiladas for me, beef tacos, some beans and rice. If that was going to be my last meal, that's what I would pick. So, but when you go down to Mexico, and we went to La Paz, and we were in Manzanillo, and then the other place was
San Pancho.
San Pancho, and because I was in the Punta Mita resort, man, it's all fish.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the people are it's a whole different ball game. Because, man, I'm sitting there looking around like, man, where's the beef enchiladas at? It was nothing but fish. And it was awesome. Because they catch it all right there out of the damn water.
Yeah.
Have you found a good Mexican food place in L.A. that you eat at?
There's a taco truck that I eat off of. And it's kind of by where I used to live. It's the best place. It's on Western.
So what kind of tacos are you eating?
My favorite taco is El Pastor.
Okay, what's that?
It's like pork.
Okay.
But it's where they have it traditionally. It's on the tube.
Right.
And they grill it, and then they'll shave it off, and then
Right.
they got the pineapple, and they throw the pineapple on it. But then usually I'll just get carne asada.
Yeah. So, dude, if you come out here and you're in L.A., and what part of L.A. you live in now?
Sherman Oaks.
Okay, Sherman Oaks. Now, what made you leave Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, in general, and say, hey, man, I'm going to haul ass out to Los Angeles and start working out there?
Well, it was my brother was living in L.A., and Dallas it's kind of like that movie Office Space, where you are probably either going to work in a cubicle or you're going to work in the food and beverage industry. I know there's other stuff, but to me it just seems like everybody works in a cubicle.
Right.
Or all my buddies are chefs or bartenders or something. And so my brother was out here. He was a valet at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And I came out just to visit one weekend, and I never went home. I just stayed.
Okay, what year was that?
That was 2000.
Dude, what struck you about L.A. that resonated so deeply with you? The chill vibe, the weather, and damn sure wasn't. Well, back in the day, traffic wasn't too bad, was it?
No, it wasn't bad. Yeah.
It ain't like it is today.
No.
Oh, but so anyway, back to you. What struck a chord with you, L.A.?
I don't know. I just liked the chillness of it, and as soon as I landed here, we went to a bar, this cool bar called the Snake Pit on Melrose.
Yeah.
And basically, I fell in love with that bar, and then just hanging out with all my brother's friends, and everybody was super cool. And then I thought about going back to Dallas, and I was like, And he's like, I could probably get you a job as a bellman here. So I was like, all right. So I just stayed, didn't go back.
So did you start off as a bellman, and how'd you end up with the gig you got now?
Yeah, so I was a bellman, did that for 2 years, and that was a really interesting and fun job. But
tell me about in being a bellman. What about getting stiffed on a tip?
Rich people are the worst.
Yep.
They stay rich because they keep their money. The best tippers were usually the tourists that stayed there that wanted to feel like they were fancy, so they would tip well. And then there was a couple of celebrities that were really good.
Let me ask you a question. Cause check this out. This is the old double handoff system. I go to Vegas every year for the SHOT Show, and I stay at the hotel, and the guys all know me because I go every year. And so I go in and break this down for me because, okay, you pull up out there valet, right?
Uh-huh.
And they take your car and give you the ticket. And then the dude says, hey, man, let me help with that luggage. And then he hands it off 20 yards later to the dude that's really going to take it up to your hotel room for you.
Right.
It's the double gimmick. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't stiff the guy at the car, you know. So I always tell him, because especially I always travel in one bag, I said, dude, I got it. I said, I've been dragging these things around for years because I have. And I know the system. So I said, dude, I got it. So I'll go ahead and handle it myself because I don't want to do the double swerve and have to tip two cats.
Yeah.
So break that system down for me and tell me about how that's supposed to work.
Well, usually...
Because I respect, we're talking about the working man here.
Yeah.
And those guys got a job, and I respect them.
Yeah, usually, so when you check in, the valet or the door guy or whatever, they'll take the bags out while they're getting the car. Usually people don't tip them right away. Usually with the valets,
Correct.
they tip
Catch them
when
on the backside.
you come back.
Yeah.
So then they don't really take the bags anywhere. They either leave them, or it depends on where you are. Like our hotel, they would leave them there, and the bell desk would come down and get it.
Right.
And so then the bellmen, they're on a front system, so
Right.
it's like a rotating. And then, yeah, you tip the bellman. So usually you don't tip the valet when you first get there.
Right.
You tip the bellman when they bring the luggage.
Yeah, so the dude takes my car. I'm going to take care of them, whoever brings it, on the
Right.
backside.
Right.
And that's a given. But the one dude that's taking the stuff out, he'll hand it to the other guy that's going to take it up to the room. And I'm like, come on, man. Because I like, so I'm kind of trapped. Because, when the dude brings the stuff up to the room, when he starts showing you all the room and all the features,
Yeah.
you know the routine, brother.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, of course, because I take care of men always, because that's because I got to. You got to.
Yeah.
And but I'm like, okay, man, and I got my system ready. I already got my bills and everything. I know what I'm doing. But I know them. They're going through the process of doing what they got to do, and it's like, I just feel like, boy, when they get stiffed, that's got to be a real bad feeling.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sitting here talking with Tom. When I came over here, I brought 4 IPAs. It's his camper. I asked him to put a couple of beers in the freezer. We're going to reload. I'm coming back to finish my conversation with Tom, the working man, out here at the Broken Skull Challenge.
You're listening to another classic episode of The Steve Austin Show, only on PodcastOne.
Do you own a home or condo? Or perhaps you rent a house or apartment? Sure you do. And Geico knows it can be hard work. Because whether you own or rent, you still have to fill it full of your stuff. Your furniture, the flat screen, and all the boxes of stuff that have been sitting there ever since you moved in, but haven't unpacked. It's hard to find the time, right? But you know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowner's or renter's insurance along with your auto policy. That way, you'll rest easy knowing that your home and all your stuff is protected, like the furniture and that flat screen. Plus, getting a quote on homeowners and renters insurance is super easy through Geico. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. You know, like going through all those boxes of stuff. Visit geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com.
The Steve Austin Show. The Steve Austin Show.
Thank you, senor. Sitting here talking with Tom, the working man out here at the Broken Skull Challenge. We just reloaded. I'm going to pour my IPA into the glass. Hey, Tom.
Yep.
Talk about reality television for a little bit, man, because we've known each other since season 1 of Redneck Island. Mm-hmm. When you got into the business that you're in, like, what, do you dig reality television, or do you dig just anything that you got a set of cameras and stuff up at? I mean, is this fun to you? What do you really prefer doing?
No, yeah, I like it. Like, I like that. I mean, a lot of the times it's dating shows and stuff that we work on, and those aren't the most fun, but I really enjoy this industry in general. I enjoy the travel, the people that you meet, everyone that you know. Like, you know, you work with the same people over and over, and then you meet new people, and it's just interesting, you know, and it's fun. I really like this show because it's, you know, it's different. It's not a dating show; it's a challenge. And
oh man, this is cool because because I'm on the same show. I host it, but I mean, we're, you know, and you're doing your thing, I'm doing mine, but we're seeing the same stuff.
Yeah,
we've got different responsibilities, but man, I mean, I just, you know, when I came up with the idea for the show, I just like competition and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's been interesting because from season 1 to where we're at right now, you know, the athletes, you know, with respect to all of the people that have been here on season 1 and 2, it's kind of starting to up.
Right.
You know, the performance is starting to get up because more people are finding out about the show, and people are training for the show. So it's pretty exciting. Yeah. But let's not delve too much into the show. Let's talk about the lifestyle. Because you're kind of like me with the camping thing. I got my camper over here. You've got your camper over here. You've got a buggy to drive around. And so you're just chilling out here like I always call myself a hermit. A dude thought I was talking about calling myself a hermit the other day, and the guy said, man, you shouldn't insult yourself like that. I said, I ain't insulting myself. I said, I like being by myself. But, man, explain this. We're out, the desert mountains. They're not like real gigantic mountains. They're almost like hill mountains.
Right, yeah.
We're about 50 miles out of Los Angeles. The Vasquez Rocks, their real famous film location, is literally 3 miles down the road. I filmed that old famous Star Trek episode when Captain Kirk fought that alligator-looking dude. But, dude, the stars are out. We got about a quarter moon going. It's pretty bright. If you didn't have your light on this camper out, we're sitting outdoors right here, man. I drove over with my mule, and we're just sitting in 2 chairs. But, dude, LA's a great town. You dig it. It's cool. I like it because I love the weather. Uh-huh. You got to admit, you can't find any weather any better than Los Angeles.
Right.
Los Angeles, correct?
Correct.
But removing yourself that from it to stay out here on this damn location on a 180-acre movie ranch with no ambulances, no sirens, no BS,
it's so
no
peaceful.
People, dude.
Yeah, I love it.
Is this heaven or what?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I just sit in there, I read a book.
What kind of books you read? Now, you got a satellite system in there? You watching any TV?
No, I've got a DVD player, but I don't really watch that much TV and movies.
Dude, I got a satellite over there on my place, and man, the NBA Finals were on. I didn't turn it on. I turned it on for 10 seconds. I saw 10 seconds of one game because I don't watch much TV. When Broken Skull Challenge comes on, I watch this. But man, there's not a whole lot of stuff. And if you get on Netflix or something like that, when my wife got me hooked on Breaking Bad, she got me hooked on The Jinx, she got me hooked on God dang, the True Detective. I watch, stuff that I watch with my wife, but other than that, I watch news programs to stay informed with what's going on. But other than that, I just ain't too down with what's going on television.
Yeah.
What do you usually dig?
If I watch TV, I'll wait and then I'll binge watch something on Netflix too. Like, I don't think I started watching Breaking Bad until the last season.
That's
and
really
then,
good.
yeah, and I could literally sit for a weekend and just knock out a season.
Hey, man, here's the thing, man. I used to do the reads for this show, and I would say, yeah, you can binge watch your favorite shows. And I'm like, man, who binge watches? I mean, what's wrong with these people? Well, all of a sudden, I got hooked on Breaking Bad. I was there binge watching 3 or 4 or 5 episodes in a row.
Yeah.
That's how addictive that show was. To me, okay, you tell me, is that not one of the best shows that's ever been on TV?
Yeah, definitely.
What else in your that you dug that you've watched lately?
Netflix also has an original show called The Peaky Blinders.
Really?
And it's really good, yeah.
What's it about?
I think it's during like World War II Prohibition time,
Right.
but it's set in I think England, and it's a small time like English street gang that runs like a prohibition.
Right.
But it's really cool.
Did you get into The Walking Dead?
I got into The Walking Dead, but for me it's really hard to go out of town and we'll leave for like 5 weeks and work on a show, and if I miss an episode, then I lose track.
Well, yeah, but you got to binge watch it or go back to
Yeah.
the 2 so you can watch them all in order.
Yeah, so I think I'm on season 2 or season 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but see, man, like when we first watched the first couple, man, I was like, man, I don't know. Boy, then all of a sudden I got hooked in all the characters, and I didn't know that the lead dude was from England. He pulls off that damn southern drawl like a champ.
Yeah, right.
And the girl, that one gal, I can't remember, she was from England too. But I enjoyed the hell out of that. But here's the thing, man. In season 1, the zombies was moving kind of slow.
Mm-hmm.
In season 2, man, it was like, man, they must have been on some gas or something because they could run faster than they used to.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that, and so that's been one of the shows. I'm waiting to see the next one I'm watching. You didn't watch The Jinx yet?
No.
Oh, you got to check it out, dude. That's about that dude that comes from one of the richest families in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and then he murders his wife, and then he flees, goes down to Galveston, whatever, murders his neighbor, and then murders his friend in L.A., and they're doing a documentary. Well, they made a movie about him. And in the movie, after the movie came out, he contacted the 2 dudes that made the movie. I want you guys to interview me. Well, damn, during the interview, he dropped some 411, and there's some incriminating evidence. I'm not going to give you the spoiler, but the dude is whacked. He's really, really smart, but it's almost like he was such a mark for himself, and he wanted some attention or whatever his motivation was, but he gives himself enough rope that he hangs himself. So you got to check out The Jinx.
The Jinx, all right.
Hey, so your responsibilities. I want to talk about these GoPros. To people out there, a GoPro camera, man, it's about the size of a... Tom, how big is a GoPro camera?
It's
2x3, 3x2, 3x3. I mean, it's a little bitty-ass square camera.
Yeah, it's probably like 1.5 by 3.
Okay, and then you insert this little SD card.
A little micro SD card, yeah.
Okay, it's a micro. But check it out. Here's the thing that gets me. You guys got all these GoPros mounted all over these courses.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we got what? How many cameras we got rolling out here, Tom? Not GoPros, handhelds and stuff.
We have 8. We have 6 ENG cameras. Okay. Then we have a high-speed camera, and then we have a 5D that will shoot stills or put it on a movie or whatever.
And we got the cable cam.
And the cable cam.
Okay, so you got all that. Okay, those are other people are dealing with that, right?
Right.
And so they're gonna mark those and slate those so that when they go to the editing bay, there's an organizational process that they can sequentially and with respect to some type of order filing system or whatever. I'm not a camera guy. I'm the host of this damn show. But they got it all dialed in, so it's very organized. So when you guys collect all them cards, y'all are logging in the information.
Uh-huh.
But so how do they, when they go to the editing bay, they stick that chip in, and they just start watching and just picking stuff out? What's the process?
Well, I don't know exactly their process, but they'll basically, the media manager will take everything and give it to post, and then the post guys, I think it's usually an assistant editor, they ingest everything. So they digitize it and put it in their system, and then they group. I think things are grouped depending on the frame rate. So we shoot some stuff that's 24. We shoot some high-speed stuff that's 60, 120 frames.
But you said media manager. So, like a lot of times when we get through at the Skullbuster, I got a couple of cameras mounted on my mule. So y'all used to handle that. You're not doing that anymore.
No,
so,
yeah.
But so my point is the people that take those cards out, is that the media manager?
No, so like this season, Ruben's doing it this season. So he sets up all the GoPros for all the challenges.
Okay.
Then at the end of the day, he does a log that says what's on each card, right, and what challenge it was and whatever shot that camera had. And then he'll give that to the media manager. The media manager lives in the camera room right here.
Right.
And he takes all the media from the other camera guys, the GoPro stuff, and then they ingest it back at the office.
Dude, that sounds like a entire cluster muck of stuff. I've been talking to Tom, man, for a couple of years. I said, man, I want to get some damn footage of some stuff, but I don't know how to work my GoPro. And I bought the damn thing probably 5 years ago, and then got that one from you, the LCD screen.
Uh-huh.
But I got to learn how to use that.
Are you still using that old one?
Yeah. I mean, is it outdated now?
Yeah, you need to get a new one.
I know, but here's the thing. I don't
the
know
new ones will do so much more.
Really?
Because then you can do high speed. If you shoot stuff in low light, the low light sensor is way better. Yeah, it's just a better quality, sharper image. The lens is a little bit better.
Okay, since you film all this stuff, are you into photography or anything like that?
I just started getting into photography. I wasn't before, but I kind of lately have been getting more into it, yeah.
So do you taking pictures of stuff or what?
Yeah, most of the time it's with just my iPhone, but I have my mom's old film camera, and then my brother has a whole dark room in his house. So I've been taking my mom's camera and going out and shooting stuff, and I haven't developed anything in my brother's yet, but yeah, hopefully soon.
So we're sitting here talking on the set of the Broken Skull Challenge. You're 41. Time, 5 years flies by. Where are you going to be? What you going to be doing?
5 years. I don't know. I think I'll be living in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah.
I entertained the thoughts of that for a little bit. But, man, I don't know. I love it over there, though. I think it's going to be hard to pry me out of South Texas because I got a place down there.
Uh-huh.
And the only thing I give L.A., like right now, dude, here's the thing about like right now. As we're sitting here right now, what's it, probably 70 degrees, maybe 68?
Yeah, probably.
Something like that?
Uh-huh.
In the ballpark?
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful.
It's nice.
But now, during the day, it's hotter than hell out here.
Yeah.
But it's just, and I live in Marina Del Rey, so it's awesome weather. It's probably 60 in Marina Del Rey right now. I left here the other day, Tom. When I left here, it was 100, and when I got to Marina Del Rey, it was 68. And that was kind of hot for Marina Del Rey at that time, so I mean, it's a drastic temperature difference.
Yeah.
I love the damn weather out here. I just hate there's some good people here. There's some real assholes here, to be quite frank with you.
Right, yeah.
And there's just the hustle and bustle of L.A. because it's a big-ass city. That being said, it is a cool place. And it's a destination place. That's why we've got so many damn tourists out here.
Mm-hmm.
But I keep telling my wife, man, one of these days we're going to make the getaway. But like you said, man, sometimes when you think, okay, L.A., you come out here and you think, okay, go back to Dallas with respect to Texas, because we're both Texas boys. This bodes well for work for me, and obviously for you too, because you're in the film industry.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to stay out here. It's like the Hotel California. You can check out, but you can't never leave town.
Absolutely. And that's what's nice. Like I could live in Mexico, and then it depends. Each year is different. Some years I work out of town more. Some years I work in LA more.
Yeah.
So I figure if I move to Mexico, every job will be in LA, and then I'll just either do an Airbnb or a sublet or something. Or
hey man, I just heard about one of those Airbnbs. break down for my listeners what an Airbnb is, because one of them just people started destroying these things. Tell them the concept.
Yeah, it's basically, if you have a house or an apartment or whatever, you can basically, you turn it into like a hotel. People can go online. If they want to come stay in LA, they can type in whatever, how many rooms, where they want to go, and then your apartment or your house pops up. And so essentially people can rent out your home or wherever you live.
I just read a story, though, man. Those Airbnbs, a lot of them, people can throw in bachelor parties and stuff like that. And just tearing the hell out of them, and some massive lawsuits.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could lease my place out if I had a place to do the Airbnb. It sounds great on paper, but all of a sudden you get some of them assholes in there to tearing stuff up, man. That's a whole different ball game. Homie can't play that game.
Plus, if you leave, I started thinking about it with like identity theft and stuff. If you left some paper out that has, private information.
People snoop around too.
Oh yeah,
that's
people are nosy.
If you got a beach house or something like that, and you go down there and you rent it out, and you go down there whenever you want to, so you don't really have your permanent stuff in there. You just got your furniture and stuff. You're probably pretty safe. I'm just not. I don't think I'm going to be the B&B kind of deal.
Yeah, I don't like people in my stuff.
No. I don't like people in my space.
Yeah.
So forget that. Tom, we're sitting out here. We're fixing to turn this recorder off. What's your nightly schedule out here with respect to work? By the time we shut down and they call it a day and they're wrapping up with the last few interviews for the contestants, when does your day stop?
My day, so once we're done shooting, then we go in and we clean all the cameras. We still probably have an hour and a half of cleaning cameras and getting sand out of them and just making sure that they're ready to go for the next day, maintenance.
Yeah.
Fridays, usually we'll do a little more thorough. Like this last Friday, I was opening up the cameras and getting in them and doing a real spring cleaning on them.
Right.
And then usually, especially living here, a lot of times I'll take a camera over into my trailer and I'll sit here for another hour and a half after people have left, and if something needs to be fixed, because there's not a lot of time during the day to fix it.
Right.
So if it's something that doesn't need to be addressed right away, then I'll just sit in here, tinker with it, resolder something, fix whatever.
So then a couple of hour and a half, 2 or 3 hours, whatever, tinkering around.
Yeah.
So what time you hitting the hay?
I'm I go to bed pretty early. Usually I'll go to bed like 9:30 or 10, or I'll lay in bed and read a book and try to get myself.
And y'all's call time's a little bit earlier than mine because the crew call, it's been around 6 or 7?
Yeah, so lately it's 7 because I guess the 14 is closed until 6 in the morning. Right. So usually if crew is at 7, I'm usually starting work like a half hour before everyone gets here because I like to.
So what time does the alarm clock go off?
I get up about 5:30.
Yeah.
But I like to make the coffee. I like to drink my coffee and just.
Are you relax. See? Because here's the thing, man. I ain't a morning person.
I'm a morning person.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like to get up early, but I'm just saying I'm not in the best of moods until I have my gallon of coffee because I got to get my workout up out of the way. Because, dude, you know the drill. We're working in a sandblaster. It's beautiful out here, and we have a wonderful job. But when it gets to the other day, one of the days there's 104 out here already, and it's not even July and August. It ain't even got hot yet. And then the wind's blowing, so you got all the dust blowing on you. So it's like working in a sandblaster. And when you're in this stuff all day long on your feet, as you know, the last thing you want to do is work out. So my alarm clock goes off at 5. I start drinking my 2 cups of coffee. It'll take me about 45 to an hour, but I'm on a crunch time here because I got to get ready. And then so I get on my little bicycle in there. I ride it for about 10 minutes for a warm-up. And if I'm not in there working out under my little gig over there, by the time that sun comes up, I got to get them to reposition that canopy because that sun comes up and just starts beating a hole in you. And it starts frying you. And if you don't get the workout done in the morning after a day out here, you don't want to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't really work out early in the mornings, like left them on devices if I'm not working on a job. I'm usually in the gym about 11. Mm-hmm. So it's always early. And my bedtime now, well, I've been getting to bed about 10:30, but now I'm going to make it 10 sharp. And I'm about to crank that down to 9:30 because I ain't getting enough rest. Yeah. So I got to do what you're doing. And but one last question. How long does it take you to wind down from a day at work? Because I got to chill.
Yeah, so I guess by the time I am not doing anything work related, I probably have like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'll either cook something here. I just bought the grill today. So.
Oh, he bought a grill. Hang on, we're coming right back. Had to take a little bit of pause for the calls there. Back rolling sound here with Tom. Man, we just started talking about winding down and getting to sleep and then getting up early in the morning. And you said you just got your grill. So, man, you're out here batching it. I'm over there doing my thing. My wife helps me out. She cooks a bunch of damn turkey burgers for me. Uh-huh. I freeze them. I mean, a whole bunch of them. I throw them in my freezer, and then I pull out about 3 or 4 bags in the morning. I just put them in a sink and let them thaw out. And then I zap them in the microwave. And I got my rice or my oatmeal or whatever for my carbs. Mm-hmm. So, dude, what are you doing for food out here? Because I know we got catering.
Yeah.
So that's one meal. Are they making breakfast for you guys too, or just lunch?
No, they make breakfast. Yeah.
Oh, breakfast and lunch.
Breakfast burritos. Okay. Yeah.
So what else you doing though for food though?
So usually in the morning I have one of those magic bullets, and I'll make a smoothie for breakfast, and then I'll have like half of a breakfast burrito, and then either I'll cook up, like microwave something, or have a stove in here, or I'll just go right into Agua Dulce and go to, there's the Sweetwater Cafe.
Dude, I thought it was closed down. Is it still open?
Yeah, it was weird because the first couple of days it seemed closed.
Yeah.
And then I drove by and there was people out there, so I stopped and I had fish and chips out there, had a beer. It was pretty good. And then right across the street, there's a Mexican restaurant. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I had some food there last time. I had a couple of margaritas there and sat there at the bar, and it had pretty good food.
Yeah.
And then the Sweetwater Cafe, the fish and chips could have been a little bit better, I thought.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah, and it was weird. There were like those little, it was like fish sticks.
Exactly.
Like, give me a big cod.
Yeah, give me some beer battered cod. I mean, when you mess up the breading and it's just, I thought it was frozen out of the box. Uh-huh. I'm not going to run down a cafe because I did get some good liver and onions there, I think, last year. So it's a cool place, and they do have an IPA there, so I dig that. And of course, I got the Big Mouth Pizza, but dude, I'm kind of trying to lose weight in that game. But so I hadn't been down to the pizza parlor, but the Mexican food place is pretty good. And then that little grocery store over there, that's a pretty damn good grocery store.
Yeah, it is.
They got a great beer selection, a couple pretty decent wines in there, pretty on the damn right dollar scheme for the working man. And I'll go get a bottle of Pinot over there. And the only reason I started drinking beer tonight with Tom was I ain't got no power over there. And I brought a 6-pack of IPAs just in case of an emergency, and tonight was a damn emergency. I came out here to try to get ready for tomorrow, look at the new challenges. Uh-huh. We got a new group of guys coming in tomorrow, kind of dial in and be up to speed, so I'm at the top of my game. And when everything went to hell in a handbasket and you helped out, we've been talking about getting together and eating and drinking a few beers anyway for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So it finally happened. And so when is N going to cook his damn chicken wings he's talking about?
I want to see if he'll do it because I think Tuesday should be another shorter day, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe if I can get him to, I don't know how much prep time he needs. Maybe he can do it tomorrow night.
Tuesday or Thursday works for me because on Fridays we both go home.
Yeah.
So Thursday ain't a bad day either if that works. But I got to check it. Are they that good?
They're good, yeah.
All right, I got to steal a recipe
they're
here.
Good. And then speaking of the grocery store right there, I stopped and got some ribeyes. So tomorrow night I'm going to throw some ribeyes on the grill.
Damn, I right into town to get me a damn ribeye. Man, I picked up a rotisserie chicken over there the other day. Now, Tom, on my explicit content podcast, those rotisserie chickens gave me real bad gas. Well, I've been out here for 2 weeks now, as you have, and I've been eating frozen turkey patties, trying to, get shredded up like all our athletes are out here.
Right.
And I said, man, I'm tired of eating 99.1 turkey, 99% and 1% fat. God dang, Tom. All right, so I went in there and said, you know what? I think it's time for a change. Let's go get a rotisserie chicken. Well, those rotisserie chickens give me gas. And I ate that damn thing, and I get 2 meals out of a rotisserie chicken. Eat one half on one side, the breast, the thigh, and the leg, and then that other side's the next meal. And boy, all of a sudden I said, you know what? It must have been the ones in Marina Del Rey, because this thing didn't light me up. And then all of a sudden, boy, my stomach went to churning, and I was cranking them out, man. I was cranking out the hits. And, after I'd swore them off a few weeks ago, Tom, I swore them off again.
Yeah.
So no rotisserie chickens for the kid. If I have one, well, you know what? Matter of fact was, we was walking down the course the other day, and the contestants were following me. Mm-hmm. And I had to walk down to the challenge with my ass clenched up. I don't want to fart on the contestants. But anyway, I'm sitting here talking with Tom, the guy that runs all the tech guy out here.
Yeah.
And he helped me out with the podcast. He helped me out with my generator and got me a 100-foot extension cord. I'll be able to plug in my CPAP machine. Tom, I wasn't worried about the air conditioning. I just got to run my machine. Are you using air conditioning out here?
No. All my windows are open.
Are you locking your door or just keeping it open?
No, well, I close the door, but I don't lock it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you, if someone breaks into my place, it's not going to be pretty. You can take the window or you can take the stairs. All right, to talk with Tom, we're going to shut this thing down and then shoot the breeze on the down low for a second, and then I'm going to ride off into the sunset. Tom, I sure appreciate the help today. I appreciate you helping out with the podcast. I'm talking to the working man who went to the Navy for 4 years, started off as a motorcycle mechanic, came out to L.A. to visit his brother and said, what the hell? I need to be in CA, not the TX, and made the move. And we're out here on the set of the Broken Skull Challenge, out here by his camper. The stars are out. We've got a quarter moon. It's absolutely beautiful. I got one more IPA in his freezer. I'm going to drink that, and I'm going to lay my little head down and take a little cat nap and wait for the new challengers to come out tomorrow to the Broken Skull Challenge to give it their all. And all the tech guys will capture all this badass stuff because all the cameras and all the microphones are in place. Steve Austin talking with Tom at the Broken Skull Challenge. All right, everybody, give me the go-home cue. It's time to wrap up this podcast and ride off into the sunset where we are on the round 2 of the Broken Skull Challenge and finally on the round 3. At the end of the day, we're going to have the man that's going to take on the Skull Buster. But anyway, before we do that, I'm going to give you my word of the day. And it's actually not a word of the day. It's a line from an old movie called Airplane. The line is, picked a bad day to quit amphetamines. That's right. Son of a gun. After coming off the Broken Skull Challenge, working all these days out here in the Sandblaster, went from Monday through Friday to about a 12, 13-hour day on Saturday, worked till about 2 in the morning that night, got home at 3, and then had to come up here, get all cluster-mucked around with no electricity and try to get all dialed in to put out a podcast. Threw me off my system, stayed up too late hanging out drinking beer with Tom, and now I'm discombobulated. But let me tell you something. When we get them contestants out there, sharp as a razor, task at hand, complete focus, giving these guys, these badass athletes that come out here, fair shake, and it is what it is, man. Nothing stops out here. Picked a bad day to quit amphetamines. That was a line from a movie. I say that all the time just to get a little bit of a laugh and a smile out of some people. I ain't taking them, so I'm just messing with you. I thought it would be appropriate to the way that I feel. I'm fixing to fire up my damn coffee maker. That's what I do drink. Drink me a big-ass cup of coffee, take me an Alpha Brain so I can stay focused, get my ass back out there, and we headed into round 2. Hey, quick shout-out to Ryan and the gang at ProWrestlingTees.com. They've been busting ass, getting me all my shirts out here for the Broken Skull Challenge. They've been really kicking ass and doing a fine job. So shout-out to Ryan and all the guys and gals at Pro Wrestling Tees. I got all the shirts from the first 2 seasons along with some other stuff, all these new shirts. We're going to start dropping these about 1 or 2 shirts a month because I don't know when Broken Skull Challenge is going to air, but some of these designs are so damn good. I'm ready for you guys to be able to check them out, and I think you'll dig them. But, hey, man, I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I appreciate you hitting the download button 2 times every week. Tuesdays is family-friendly, and Thursdays is Unleashed. It's explicit content. And the easiest way to get the show, if you subscribe to it, it'll always be there in your box waiting for you, and you can check it out. And I want to say thank you guys for supporting my sponsors. And I also want to say thank you for using the Amazon links, because if you like the show and you want us to help support the cause and help PodcastOne pay their production bills, if you just go to PodcastOne.com, click the Support Our Show sponsors, and then click on the Steve Austin Show. All my great sponsors are there. All of my Amazon links are there, Amazon USA, UK, Canada. And if you're going to shop on Amazon and you want to help the show out, then just kick back a little bit of money to PodcastOne to pay the bills. That's all I'm asking for. I ain't asking for nothing else. If you're going to shop on Amazon anyway and you want to help somebody out, I'd appreciate it. Other than that, not asking for a damn thing. We do these things. You can download them for free. I open up 2 cans of audio whoop-ass weekly for the working man and the working woman. I talk to the working man today. And until next time, that being said, my name is Steve Austin, and I will catch your ass down the road.
This has been a Podcast One production. Download new episodes of The Steve Austin Show every Tuesday at PodcastOne.com. That's PodcastOne.com.
Gather round for Halloween with Pluto TV's 31 Nights of Horror. All month long, Pluto TV is bringing you the best Halloween movies, shows, and more. Watch classic horror movies like The Grudge or The Blair Witch Project, or scream along with your favorite stars like Ryan Reynolds in Life. Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies and TV shows. The best part, it's so free it's chilling. No credit card, no sign up, no fees. Download the Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices and start screaming now.
I'm Edward Conlon, host of Talk to Me, the new podcast about the origin of hostage negotiations. Through the first-hand accounts of the NYPD's hostage negotiation team founders, we delve into real cases, big and small, to hear how the team pioneered the use of psychology to save lives. Their motto was, Talk to Me. It changed policing forever. Listen to, follow, rate, and review Talk to Me now at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts, beginning October 19th.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Big Brother Jake, a.k.a. Jake Warner.
My government name.
Check it out. I host a show called the Big Brother Jake Podcast, and I've taken my talents to the biggest and baddest platform on the planet. That's right, baby. PodcastOne. My show is unique as I talk about everything. Life, sports, entertainment, being a single dad juggling several jobs. I'm a hot mess, but it's damn entertaining. Subscribe and review now on Apple Podcasts and listen on PodcastOne or wherever you get your podcasts.